Traders, what's going on? What's up? What's up? Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to another Relentless recap. Why does my screen look so poor? Hope you guys are feeling good. So today is a red day recap. Today is a red day recap. Do we have any of our recent stuff? Okay, bdrx. There we go. Today is a red day recap. We're down $1,400. Sadly, here could not get the job done today. It was a pretty decent day. We had a couple of stocks that were decent in Wrx, SPAI, bdrx, and MSTZ. Now let's talk about them. So our biggest loss, we can start there. SPAI, just absolute ridiculousness, man. And by the way, before we really get into it, remember that trading is risky business. A lot of people are struggling, and it's best to take it slow before becoming super aggressive. So this stock right here is a classic case of the fills. You guys know from time to time you'll get higher fills, and on top of that, to make matters worse, I accidentally hit my hotkey twice as this thing was coming down here for a retest of the lows. Ended up buying 5K size, looking forward to getting in with just 2,500 shares. That took me from, I believe, green about 150 or something. I was green something to red basically 900. That loss, instead of being red 900, I would have probably been down maybe 300, 350 at best. But it's all good, all part of the deal. And so we got halted down. There was a resumption. I took the resumption trade perfectly. My fills were all over the place. You guys know if you're buying market orders and these stocks are volatile, it's possible where you think you're getting in and where you actually do get filled can be two different things. And I think a lot of that really just has to do with how fast the stocks move. There being a spread, and then I'm using market orders. I mean, there's just no way around that, right? There's algorithms and other traders and banks and institutions, and all this volume is moving, and so there are going to be days and times where I just don't get the fill that I desire. So from right about 900, instead of getting a nice winning trade here to help reduce the deficit, I added to it, and then I'm down 1,400. And it's actually funny here that I'm down 1,400 on a day. So you could kind of attest this stock here for most of my losses. WORX, next stock on the list. I honestly can't even remember what this one was. WORX. Okay, so this one did give an uptrend. It was a little disappointing because we had a little bit of chop. Okay, we came up to Vwap. We had a little bit of chop. We had a bit of a range here between $1.90 and $2. Just nothing impressive, to be honest, at the time. Like, it wasn't impressive here. But when we finally got over 2 is where the stock gave a good move. And so we went from 2 to 218. We dipped down to a low of 10. And from 10 it ripped up to 36. It was like this one was like a sleeping stock, I'd say. Like, when we got the 2 to 215, we did see some strength. But, it's the kind of stock where you're not really expecting it to be that strong. But then it ends up being that strong. This is around 942, so let's just come back here and see our log, and if around 942 we were able to catch any trades here. So here we go, 942. Let's see. So you can see I'm also watching, this is another thing, right? I'm also looking at other stocks. This day, sometimes this is what it is, right? I mean, opportunity will cost. But anyhow, I do finally get over here, and we caught 201 to 204, and it doesn't look like my next order came up until 14. So what this means is that so I'm out a little early, and it goes without me. I might not have gotten a chance to get back in, or maybe I hesitated, and then on the dip to 10, I think I saw 12. I got a high fill. I'm out a little early. And from there, I did take 230, which was the high at that point. This is maybe my best trade on the stock. In at 34, out at 44. And honestly, I'm curious as to where I don't even remember losing on the stock really. So let's see. I'm in at 35. Well, 36 out at 29. This is at 49. Okay, so looks like we had a high of 60. It pulled back. I bought the dip. I'm in on the dip too high is my guess here. So that wasn't great. Now we're back in at 30 out at 31. Let's see, at 50. It doesn't look like we held that. We didn't end up holding this long enough to get the move back to 38. So we kind of dabbled around with the dip, took a loss, got back in, didn't hold it long enough. And so we didn't capture the move going back up right here. And again, for me, it was just a little choppy. Break of 250. Tried multiple times here, just couldn't see anything. This one was just a mess. I sized down, sized back up, sized back down. And, this one was just a mess for me. So we're at 800 here. But definitely, a stock to be green on. I think ultimately a stock to be green on. WORX. Moving on. We had, let's see, QUBT, bdrx. Those two were winning trades. So QUBT, let's pull it up. I don't know why my recents are just looking so messy. Maybe I should go on positions. So QUBT, this one was called out around 11 a.m. in the chat. The guys were saying it's going to give a potential break of 5. I think Big Steve called this one out. Shout out to Big Steve. And we made the bulk of our gains here as we pushed over break of 5. It got to 517. We pulled back to a low of 06. From there, we pushed back up to 20. Consolidation here. And then it finally took off to a high of 31. So that was QUBT. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. Here's a look at the 5-minute chart. This one I had on watch for continuation. And it was a good call. At least we were able to get something to reduce our deficit. I think at the lows we're down perhaps 2.3 I think at the lows. So we did make back some money. And then the next stock here that we made something on, bdrx. bdrx moved up a little bit from a resumption. This one initially halted up towards the pre-market highs. And I'm watching at it to go long, out of the resumption. And I think I ended up not getting an entry right away. So let's see here. 572 to an open at 584, 642 to then an open at 7. So yeah, on this resumption, I believe the spreads were too big and the volume was a little too light. So I didn't get anything clean to jump in. So I let it go. But then, and then it halted up right away again, right? So from 578, it got up to 642. And then from there, we resumed from 640. I mean, just imagine holding through this resumption here. 642 resumes at $7. And then it dips to 660. This ended up being a good trade. Let's see, at 1104. I'm in at 6 something, and then I'm selling at like 7. It tried to halt up again, and it's a little disappointing that I didn't get the fills right into the halt up. This is at 1104 market time. Let's just check it out. This is also a pretty good trade. Solid trade here. So let's see, I'm in, and I got 90. Okay, no. Oh, right here. See, this was a great end. I mean, this is like a bottom tick trade. Like, Pastor was on it on this trade, man. I was going for the, just like how Tim comes up with the 3-piece combo. I was looking to lock in. I mean, that's essentially a bottom tick. 60 versus 66 entry. Yeah. 66, 67 entry. So this is a great trade I'm in. And I honestly almost made like 2K in the trade because remember, where I saw it and where I thought I was selling was in the halt up. Like I was already seeing the halt up at 734. And remember, it just halted up like instantly out of this resumption. We thought we were going to see it again. It's like it hits the halt level and like immediately back at 7. And I'm filling at 7 and below 7. So it's just a little disappointing there to not get the entire thing. Other than that, And we made 900 on that trade. We did take some smaller losses trying to make some more. Sadly, here didn't add to it, which is what the goal would have been here. So after the move up to 34, we pulled back to a low of 33, and I think two things: I could have done a better job paying attention to this dip, and then second, if I did, I would have positioned myself to have more of a chance for the move back up. So I waited for the breakout, which was at 7, rather than just, hey, can we get something lower and then ride the wave up. So you guys will see now at 06, I tried to buy 7, but it just did not go. So yeah, it did not go. I'm not saying that the stock didn't go, it didn't go well, right? Meaning I bought at 7. I don't know how I got such a terrible fill at 720 and 722, 729, and I'm out at 20. So I'm in at 29 and 22, out at 20. I thought I was in at 7, out at 22, 23. So I got a blaze there, not getting the right fill, and then I bought the dip thinking it would hold again at 7 in the spreads, and this led to us getting out at 65, so we gave back profits. We did size down, which was good, but sometimes, man, I tell you. All right, what's next? Is that it? I think that might be it for all the big stocks. Oh yeah, MSTZ. So MSTZ was good. It wasn't ETF. MSTZ. This was an ETF, but I did not give it my full undivided attention. I when I did pull it up the first time, I saw it right here, and so I traded it from here and then here. Didn't really make much, and then when it pulled back, I switched away to SURG, and again I'm pulling it back. I'm pulling it up, and I'm coming all the way over here at like 87, missing this big beautiful incline. So I just wasn't in a good rhythm with this one. I pulled it up. I'm feeling, man, it's just a little extended, but again, I'm trying to work on my mindset with that to not feel like a stock has left the station, but to just get involved where I see it, and especially if it's a cheaper stock like this. So even if I need to size down a bit to half size and get in and just get going, get something out of it. I think if I had watched this one with my undivided attention, I would have done well. Because watching at it, we had some turbulence early. I just didn't really give it the full time of day that it needed, the full attention. So I think that was the biggest problem with me on this one. Other than that, that'll do it for today. Stay safe, stay green. It's been a nice recap. Hit that thumbs up on the way out. And I'll catch you guys next time. It's been RT. Red Day recap here. But we'll be back tomorrow, looking to end off the week strong. Stay safe, stay green. I'll catch you guys next time. All right, signing out.